So basically, what living frugal means, you might see a lot of financial channels talking about it. It means living below your means. So let's say, for example, you are earning, I don't know, after tax £1,500 sterling, dollars, whatever is a month. And then you take out expenses you can't avoid, rent, mortgage, food, whatever. Like you have to spend that. And then you're left with a little bit of money left at the end of each month, say $500. Okay. Now, to live frugal means how much of that 500 that you can like spend freely can you actually not spend. So, for me, I had to really change my thinking and put myself in almost in the to the future about what I would like the money to be for eventually, rather than what I want right now. So, for example, I think a phrase which always got to me like quite a lot is YOLO. So basically, you only live once. Let's go ahead and buy said item. And if you have done that as well, then it means that potentially you're not living frugal. And especially if you do it every single month. And I've heard from a lot of people as well, and I am guilty of the same thing, of all their spare money disappearing like the day they receive their paycheck or the day after they receive their paycheck and so on. Now, in my case, I am a full-time content creator. I am basically a pauper, so I mean, that I have no money ever. Like any spare money I have goes on my rent, goes on all my bills. It leaves me very little money left. Now, I got a little bit of relief because I won my bank complaint, so I was able to clear my debt. So thank God for that. So my other unavoidable expenses are minimal. So I pay, for example, like $20 a month for my phone, and I pay for my internet, and there's not much else I pay for, to be honest. But I've kept my expenses absolutely minimum. And what I also try and do as well is that even when it comes to food expenses, I actually make sure that if I buy bread or whatever, I eat every single slice. I don't waste any other food I buy. And I did have a couple of weeks recently where I ordered takeout like pretty much every day. But that's because I've been so frugal and so good for the last 3 years that I thought, okay, I can spoil myself at least for a week. But that phase is now finished. I got it out of my system and so on. It's like it's no one says you have to do it. Also, as well, no one says that you should be so frugal that you reuse floss. Looking at you, Graham. So, I heard his girlfriend posted that apparently Graham reuses floss to save money. So yeah. Now, of course, when you look at certain uh, people as well, they save all their money on the little things. So no takeout, no waste. But when they then have a lot of money, then they do proper purchases. Then they will buy a house, they will buy whatever, which it does involve spending a lot of money. But basically, by living frugally, you're able to get there quicker. That's the idea. So it's not about cutting out everything all the time forever. It's like you're not like solemnly swearing to never spend any money. It's a case of you're prioritizing. You're basically making it that the money is going or will go towards something that you actually need. And as I said in my need versus want video, it's important to distinguish between what you need and what you want. So watch that video for more of a breakdown on that. And to be honest, because I've got some spare cash, it's nice knowing that if I need something, I can just go ahead and buy it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to think, oh, I need this, and I can't do anything about it. I have to wait because I've got debilitating debts or whatever. So, like I said, I'm still recovering from 10 years worth of debt, as you guys know. I'm still mindful of that. And it motivates me to be more frugal because I'm always thinking, like, I just don't want to end up back in that situation again because it limited my life. It really felt like a weight, like a pressure all the time that, people can knock on your door and, ask you for money and so on. And they would have the legal right to do it as well. So, thank God I'm I'm past that phase of my life. And because I am, like I said, a full-time streamer, my income is not very high. So I'm able to breathe easier. So even though I could probably earn way more money as a software developer, because that's what I was prior to this. So, or even when doing this, because I've been doing this the last 7 years. So for probably, let me think, 4 or 5 years of doing this, I was working full time as well. So, but choices have led to me being in this situation. And so I have embraced just being more frugal to then have all the other perks of being a full time content creator. Now, having the perks of being a full time content creator is basically the same as any job which involves you just working for yourself. So I work for myself. I don't have a commute to work. I don't have anyone telling me what to do. You know, it's wonderful. But at the same time, I am still managing myself. So it's not just a case of, oh, I can do whatever I like and be as stupid as I like. No, like I am trying my best to live cleanly, be more frugal, organize things, and so on. So I can prove to myself more than anything that I'm capable of taking care of all aspects of my life and not just my work, let's say. So, and money is such a big part of that. So let me know in those comments down below. Are you aiming to become more frugal? Have you become more frugal? Has it been positive for you? Has it been negative? Did you perhaps take it too far and start reusing floss? But at the same time, like I said, there is so many advantages to this of being more frugal, and it just gives you so many more choices. And if you follow my video about how to make a to-do list, then you can focus on everything else and getting things done. So when the time you're not spending money, you can do other things. So, for example, recently, as I spoke about on my vlog channel, I recently had a spring clean. You know, so I cleaned up everything. I threw out 20 years worth of paperwork that I didn't need anymore. I threw out 20 years worth of electronics and cables because I said I found a 56K modem. I cleaned so many things in my room and in my life, and I feel a lot better. I feel so I've already been feeling great anyway because I'm debt free, but I'm still pushing it even further where I'm just feeling better and better and better about myself. So yeah. So let me know if this video is useful.